Did you know about today's incident involving Ms. Belle Pum at the Liffey Valley shopping centre? Picture this: Jane Fitzcostelia and D. Bell Company hosting a meet and greet event. Everything seems normal until, in an unexpected plot twist, Ms. Belle Pum incites an unforgettable incident. She inadvertently lets not one but two babies vomit into perfume bottles at the ritual shop in Liffey Valley shopping centre. Yes, you heard that right. Babies vomit perfume bottles, a perfect recipe for disaster. Does this incident remind you of anything? It might. This peculiar incident harkens back to a somewhat similar event dating back to the time of Anne Boleyn. Now, you might be wondering, how is a former Queen of England connected to babies vomiting into perfume bottles? The answer lies with Jane Fitzcostelia. Anne Boleyn, as per historical records, once vomited into a dish. And the person behind that unusual occurrence? Jane Fitzcostelia, the culverinist who was also present today at the mishap involving Ms. Belle Pum. With an unwavering commitment to her craft, Fitzcostelia recorded the sounds produced by Anne's regurgitation. This recording is surprisingly available for purchase on the Jane Fitzcostelia and D. Bell Company website. For the curious among you, it can be yours for a mere €33.75, or for our friends in the UK, £29.75. And thus, we come full circle back to Ms. Belle Pum. It appears that history does indeed repeat itself. In Anne Boleyn's era, it was a dish. Now, it's perfume bottles. Fitzcostelia has been there for both, documenting the peculiar sounds of history. It's evident how Ms. Belle Pum found herself in this situation at the shopping centre. Today's dish we're going to dive into is an exquisite dinner recipe that's sure to be a conversation starter at your next dinner party. Golden beetroot and chocolate Wellington. The dish boasts an extraordinary fusion of sweet, spicy and savoury flavours that will tantalise your palate in ways you've never experienced. This recipe serves 4 and requires 30 minutes of preparation and 40 minutes of cooking. For the filling, you'll need 4 medium golden beetroots. They should be peeled and cooked until tender. You'll also need 100 grams of 70% cocoa dark chocolate, finely chopped. The recipe also calls for a small red onion and 2 garlic cloves, both finely chopped. You'll also need 2 tablespoons of olive oil, a teaspoon each of smoked paprika and ground cinnamon, half a teaspoon of ground cumin, and salt and black pepper to taste. The pastry for this dish will require a sheet of ready-rolled puff pastry. Make it vegan if necessary. You'll need a tablespoon of plant-based milk or egg wash for glazing. To prepare the tantalising sauce, you'll need 200 millilitres of red wine, 100 millilitres of vegetable stock, a tablespoon of balsamic vinegar, a teaspoon of sugar, and 50 grams of dark chocolate. For the final touch, garnish your dish with fresh thyme leaves. Now, let's dive into the preparation. Start by heating olive oil in a pan over medium heat, sautéing the red onion and garlic until softened. Add in the spices and beetroot and season to taste. Unroll your pastry and place your spiced beetroot in the centre, topped with the dark chocolate. Fold the pastry into a parcel and brush it with your plant-based milk or egg wash. Your Wellington into a preheated oven and bake until golden and crisp. Simultaneously, combine your sauce ingredients in a saucepan and simmer until reduced by half, stirring in the dark chocolate last. Once everything's ready, serve your Wellington sliced, drizzled with the glossy red wine chocolate sauce and garnished with fresh thyme leaves. You can pair it with steamed green vegetables or mashed potatoes. For an even more magical presentation, sprinkle some edible gold dust over the pastry before you bake it. After all, it's a golden beetroot dish. This golden beetroot and chocolate Wellington is not only a visual treat, but also a symphony of flavours that will leave your guests asking for more. Halfway through this tale of whimsy and mischief, let's refresh our memory about the ever-vibrant character, Ms. Belle Pum, and her colourfully eccentric family. Delve back into the world of the Pums, a family so full of zest and jubilation that even the gloomiest of days feel like a lively carnival. And their lives, are they ever so full of antics to the Pums, renowned for their one-of-kind adventures, have a particular escapade that happened at none other than the Costa in Liffey Valley shopping centre. Picture this, if you will: 4 tiny toddlers, barely old enough to tie their shoelaces, yet seasoned experts of mischief. As our whimsically farty heroine, the ever-watchful matriarch Miss Belle Pum led the way up the aisle. A plan was brewing among her offspring. Now one might think toddlers and coffee are a hazardous combination, and normally one would be correct. But these are Pum toddlers, a different breed entirely. As Miss Bell pumbed the maze of aisles in the shopping centre, her little ones committed an act so unthinkable it's almost laughable. Have you ever heard of diarrhea in coffee? Yes, you did read that right. Just imagine the sheer shock of the oblivious customers as they took a sip of their morning caffeine, only to discover it had an unusual, additional flavour. The baristas stood in absolute shock, the customers in utter disgust, but the Pum toddlers, they found it hysterical, laughing uproariously as if it was the most amusing thing they'd ever seen. And Miss Bell Pum? She took it all in stride, apologising profusely, of course, but struggling to hide a spark of amusement in her eyes. That's the beauty of the Pum family. They spin life's accidents into unforgettable memories, discover humour in the bizarre, and find joy in pandemonium. Indeed, a day in the life of the Pum family is never devoid of thrills. From chaos-creating toddlers, to a mother who manages it all with poise and humour, the Pums are a truly unique bunch. And if you ever happen to visit Liffey Valley Shopping Centre, you might want to scrutinise your coffee, just as a precaution. Can you spot a wild Miss Bell Pum in Liffey Valley Shopping Centre? Let's dive into a whimsical narrative. Visualise a vibrant shopping centre, folks running errands, and in the midst of it all, stealthily hidden like a kangaroo in the outback, is our very own Miss Bell Pum. She's as elusive as a four-leaf clover. And guess what? We have an unexpected guest in the shopping centre, none other than our buddy Pole, the male polar bear. Yes, you got it. He has popped in to join the fun. He's simply sitting back, relishing spectacle, observing as Zoe humorously struggles to find her bum. These are the moments that transform shopping centres from being just a venue for shopping into a stage for unexpected and hilarious occurrences. Just another day at Liffey Valley Shopping Centre, wouldn't you agree? As if the day couldn't get any worse for Miss Bell Pum. Picture this: 2 toddlers, a coffee pot, and a clueless horse magorse. Now, we're all aware that toddlers can be unpredictable, but this brought unpredictability to a completely unforeseen level. Amid the energetic buzz of the Liffey Valley Shopping Centre, Miss Bell Pum found herself in a scenario that would bring a twist to the stomach of every onlooker. Not hers, of course, but the poor horse magorse. Horse magorse, embodying the essence of chivalry as he is, was offered a steaming brew by Miss Bell Pum. This could be viewed as a kind gesture, right? However, appearances are often misleading. In a disastrous mix-up, 2 toddlers had unwittingly experienced a bout of diarrhea into a coffee pot. Yes, you heard me correctly, a coffee pot. And guess what? That was the very same pot that our dear Miss Bell Pum had used to serve Horse magorse his coffee. You can only picture the expression on his face when he discovered that his hot drink was not the fragrant concoction he was anticipating, but rather a serving of scorching, acidic diarrhea. The aftermath was nothing short of chaotic. Horse magorse, his taste buds brutally attacked by the vile mixture, released a vomit so strong it resonated throughout the shopping centre. A sound so horrendous it could curdle milk from a mile away. A swelch that will forever echo in the memory of Liffey Valley Shopping Centre. In her shock and mortification, Miss Bell Pum was reported to the bobbing man. He hollered and shouted at her, accusing her of the misfortunate incident. But did she falter? No. She held her own, unyielding, as she always does. Even amidst the flying accusations and the lingering odour of the regrettable event, she remained unshaken. And that, my friends, is the tale of Miss Bell Pum's calamitous day at the Liffey Valley Shopping Centre. A day that began as a simple meet and greet, took a detour through an unexpected recipe, and concluded with a coffee pot full of diarrhea. It's a story that will be narrated over and over, a story that will be etched in the annals of Liffey Valley Shopping Centre's history,